Hello, everybody. My name is Vinoth Vijayaragavan. I am currently pursuing the Executive MBA program in Batch 9 with IIT Bombay and WashU. Today, I'm here to share with you an experience where I was able to use a principle called collaborative structured inquiry that I learned from the organization behavior module in the context of a real-world problem that I was facing in my organization. To provide a context to this problem, a few months ago, our company was facing really high attrition rates, especially in key divisions like the managed services business and the transformation solutions business. We are a Fintech company, and this was a significant challenge because it was not only impacting our service delivery, it was also impacting the overall team morale. We knew we had to do something. We needed to understand why employees were leaving, particularly the underperformers, and how to implement effective retention strategies. But the problem was complex. It involved several stakeholders, the HR, the direct managers, the departmental heads, and the employees themselves, each with a different perspective of their own. That's when I decided, why not use the CSI framework that I learned in the organization behavior. We did a lot of exercises during class, and it made a lot of sense. And I thought, let me take that and really apply it in spirit. Right? So here we were. And the first step was to define the inquiry itself. Right? To start with, we framed a clear inquiry. Why are employees, especially those rated as partially meets expectations, leaving the company? And what solutions can we implement to reduce attrition in those areas? This was crucial in setting the focus for the collaboration. We knew that multiple factors, including career development, the management style of people whom they report to, or job satisfaction, it could be any of these reasons that are at play. So having a well-structured question right up front, we thought was going to help us narrow the focus, and so it did. So it helped us transition into the step 2 so seamlessly, which is to engage with all the stakeholders involved and gather all relevant data. The spirit of the CSI, we gathered a diverse group of stakeholders that included the HR department, the heads of the department heads of the teams where the high attrition was witnessed, and even specific representatives of the employee groups of the affected teams. And we gathered these individuals to collaboratively examine the problem. Using a structured method of interviews and surveys, we were able to collect data from the employees who had left, and also those who were at risk of leaving, according to our AI-powered tool that we have specifically for this purpose. This gave us a broad perspective of the real issues that were at play. The third step was to then use all of this data that were collected to collaboratively analyze and test our hypothesis as to which of these factors could really be playing a more serious role into resulting in the problem of high attrition. Once the data was gathered, we worked as a team to analyze the insights. It became clear that a lack of growth opportunities and unclear performance expectations from managers were the 2 key drivers for attrition. Using the CSI method, we developed a hypothesis around what changes could reduce attrition, including improving the onboarding process, particularly because we saw that a lot of people in the bracket of 0 to 2 years were actually quitting. And mentorship for new hires, and creating clearer career paths for people, because we were also witnessing that people in the lower grades, particularly the M1s and M2 grades, as we call it internally, were leaving. So the next step was to really, now that we've gathered the data, the next step was to implement these solutions, right? And then measure outcomes. Based on our inquiry, we rolled out several initiatives. Collaboratively as a team, we came up with a number of solutions that we could implement, including restructuring the onboarding process, of course, because that happened to be a key driver. Focus on early mentorship, right? We were able to develop a framework for mentorship and implement it. We also ensured that there was a framework for clear career progression and visibility given to every individual, particularly the juniors in the system. And these were programs that we implemented. Plus, of course, increased communication between managers and employees about performance expectations, with that also being a key driver to attrition. In the following months, after implementing all of these solutions, we were meticulously measuring the progress. We tracked our metrics very closely, especially the attrition rates and employee satisfaction. We saw a 15% decrease in attrition in the first quarter itself after implementing these changes. And the employee engagement scores also improved significantly. I think when I reflect back, this experience showed me the power of the collaborative structured inquiry in problem solving. By using a structured collaborative approach, we were able to tackle a complex, multifaceted issue with input from all relevant stakeholders. The process allowed us to not only address the immediate problem, but also set in motion certain practices that will help the organization in the long run. I believe CSI was essential in ensuring that our solutions were not just reactive to the situation, but also sustainable and grounded in thorough inquiry for the long run. I'm so happy I was able to share this experience with all of you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. I think I'm excited to continue applying the principles of collaborative structured inquiry and also about team leadership and people management that I learned as part of the organization behavior module of my Executive MBA program. Thank you.